The weight gain during pregnancy is real, but what if I told you that the real transformation is hidden because it is actually happening in the brain? Scientists have long known that the brain adapts to motherhood. Yet, until recently, we lack detailed information about the changes that happen during pregnancy. However, this all changed recently with a study from the University of California, which was published in Nature Neuroscience, where they imaged the brain and took blood samples from before, during, and after birth. And they made three main discoveries. And that is that during pregnancy there are gray matter changes, white matter changes, and thirdly, that all of this correlates to hormonal changes. Hi there, I'm Yvette, and I'm a neuroscientist and an author of several neuroscience studies. On this channel, I dive into all things brain related to help us understand it better and, who knows, maybe apply it also to our lives. So first things first, the gray matter changes. So what is the gray matter? So the gray matter are parts of the brain that are composed of neurons and bodies and their connections, that is their synapses. Brain areas which fall into this category is usually the outer layer, which is also known as the cortex, and also the inner parts of the brain, whereby they form clusters of gray matter. We call them nuclei. And gray matter areas are the powerhouse of the brain, as this is where the processing is happening. So in this study, they show that there is a global decrease of gray matter with the progression of pregnancy. Of note, there were some small areas which were an exception to the rule, and actually these brain areas are associated to emotion. So, as you can see in these three graphs, gray matter volume, cortical thickness, and also overall brain volume follow the same pattern. So, since the patterns are identical, I will just select one graph for simplicity's sake from now on. So, as you can see, the gray matter volume decreases drastically with the progression of pregnancy. And then, immediately after birth, the levels partially restore. However, this decrease in gray matter volume does not return to baseline levels even after 2 years postpartum. This reduction in gray matter is an indication that there has been some serious restructuring to make space for the new developmental stage ahead, which is matrescence. And this restructuring is thought to strengthen the mother and baby bond. So, in general, what does this all mean? So, if the gray matter is the powerhouse of the brain and there are reductions in these areas, does that mean that all women who get pregnant become cognitively impaired? Meaning, do we get dumb if we get pregnant? And the answer is a no. Although during pregnancy there have been some reports of some cognitive impairment such as brain fogginess, a study from 2017 showed that there was no difference in cognitive test results in these women when comparing them before and after pregnancy, and also to controls. And in a way this comes to no surprise, because in one way or another we have experienced moms in our lives, and they are far from dumb, right? So when it comes to brains, bigger is better. Or is it? Well, the answer is complicated. While it is true that the general rule of thumb is that the bigger the brain, the higher the cognitive function, it has also been shown that men's brains are on average 10 to 15% bigger than women's brains. However, men do not score higher in intelligence tests. So this is a whole field, and I'm not gonna go into the details of this today. But I'm gonna leave you with just one crumb, and that is that in order for the brain to circumvent this paradox, it has adapted one feature. And this feature is the second discovery, and that is the white matter changes that they witnessed during pregnancy. So the brain is made up of gray matter that we mentioned before, and the white matter. So the white matter consists of nerve fibers that rise from neurons, and these fibers are like wires. So like wires, they need to be insulated, and that is why they are white, because they have a white insulation layer around them called myelin. And myelin insulates the nerve fibers in order to give them better conductance. This enables the smooth coordination and information flow. So in the study, they showed that when gray matter decreases in volume, white matter increases. And by looking at the different fiber tracts, they could see some prominent ones. Particularly fiber tracts which connect visual and emotional processing. This is thought to enhance the maternal instinct and response to newborn babies. So thus increasing the white matter counterbalances the decrease in gray matter? My answer is that it seems so, but to understand this, we can look at another developmental stage which we all underwent, and that is adolescence. In adolescence, similar to pregnancy, there are brain-specific areas which undergo gray matter decrease and white matter increase. And at the end of the day, this remodeling results in a gain of executive functions and also a number of behaviors that are appropriate for that particular stage in life. So we can say that this restructuring is preparing the mother for her new stage in life. However, from all of this, one main question arises, and that is, how does the fetus manage to signal the brain to make these necessary structural changes? And this brings us to discovery number 3, and that is the correlation to hormonal changes. So pregnancy comes with an army of hormone production, and two prominent ones are estrogen and progesterone, both of which increase drastically with the progression of pregnancy, as you can see in the graph here. And this increase in hormones correlated nicely with the structural changes observed in the brain. The fact that estrogen and progesterone have an effect on the brain is not new, as this has been observed in early development, in adolescence, and also in adulthood, especially in women due to the menstrual cycle. However, in the study they were first to show that this increase in hormone levels goes hand in hand with major restructuring of the brain. Well, and all of this makes us think, well, pregnancy is more than just a growing belly. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of what happens to the brain during pregnancy. However, we do not need anything drastic to change the brain, and even something as simple as listening to music can have some long-lasting effects. If you are curious and would like to know more about this, you can check out this video over here. Otherwise, thanks for watching and see you next time. See ya!